because that's the only way to take the company forward. The company, the meeting with Mr. Young confirmed this afternoon, is unable to pay its bills. It is unable, in particular, to pay for the power supply that this country needs. It can't pay Belcogen, it can't pay BEL, it can't pay CFE. And as you know, and as I have said, it must be obvious, if BEL can't pay for the power that we consume, then the country will be without power. And the government cannot and will not allow that to happen. Since BEL is unable to find the resources to pay for the power, BEL would like for government to find those resources. There is no way government can find those resources simply to give over to a company over which it has no control. That would be irresponsible on the part of government. It would be to saddle the taxpayers with a debt so as to provide money to an entity in relation to which there are no assurances whatsoever. Government is to find the money to take BEL forward, especially in terms of paying for a stable electricity supply. Then government needs to be sure that it owns or controls that company so that the interests of the taxpayers in whose name the borrowing will be made can be protected.
Prime Minister, it may be easy to say we want to take control of BEL, but how will your government get the money to buy the majority shares in BEL?
We'd obviously have to borrow that money. We'd obviously have to work out an arrangement that would contain terms for payment. The purchase price would be agreed, if agreement proves at all possible.
Any idea what it will cost for government to buy BEL back from Fortis?
Not at this time, but the point that I need to make again is this: whatever government has to do to ensure a stable electricity supply, it will do. And it is quite clear that BEL in its current circumstances cannot assure that stable electricity supply. We had to agree at the meeting this evening that government will early next week find an additional, yet another $4 million to give over to BEL so that it can make a payment on what is owed to the three suppliers that I enumerated a while ago: Belcogen, BEL, and CFE. Now, this is the last payment that government will be able to make to BEL without having to resort to borrowing. And I say again, if BEL cannot on its own find the financing, if BEL has to rely on government to go borrow money to pay for power, then BEL cannot expect that government will simply hand that money across without any say-so as to how the money will be spent and as to how the company will move in the future in order to get out ultimately, finally, permanently of the current situation and to ensure that it does not get back into the situation once it does get out of it.
The first step was taken today to renationalize BEL. Is there a timetable you're working on as to when this will be a possibility or a reality?
Yes, indeed. And it all has to do again with the money that BEL is asking government to find. According to BEL, when we give them the $4 million that we have committed to give them early next week, that will buy about 21 to maybe 26 days worth of breathing room, 21 to 26 days worth of power. After that, if no agreement has been reached, BEL will simply be coming back to government for more money or saying, sorry, that's it. We cannot pay, so the blackout starts. That then is the timeline. A solution, a permanent solution must be found before that 21 to 26 days roughly expires. Because, I repeat, BEL cannot come back to us after that for more money. We don't have it. And we will not go and borrow it to put into a company over whose affairs we have no control.